batter, the left arm spinner. There's a deep mid wicket and a deep square leg. You'd sense Zaid will fancy his chances. Nicely bowled.
Exceptionally bowled. Saw Zaid coming down the track, fired it in. Followed him. Such a level of confidence that man brings to his side. Dipender Singh Irie.
Sweeps. This deep square leg, he'll get a single. Yeah, this is how it is. It's quite a canvas, this stadium, an amphitheatre, and it turns into a bull ring when Sudur Pashchim Royals are playing in the middle. Janakpur bowls. Good amount of support for them as well. Two of the best sides, formidable sides, table toppers in the league stage, and quite fittingly in the finals as well.
Slow through the air, Harsh Tucker. Just get a sense that he's holding that ball. This time he gets some good revs on it.
That was almost through him. Wonderful bowling here.
It's an excellent start to Harsh Tucker's over. He's gone for 17. That first over very expensive, but he's bowling to Zaid this time. Good revs.
And it's a change of ends for Tucker, and now he's bowling to the longer side of the boundary as well, to the right-handed batter. Maybe that would have also prompted the captain to bring him from the far end, and that's a good move. And the last part of the second over has been to the left-handed batter, helping him gain confidence as well. This is nicely bowled. Yeah, just a bit of frustration creeping in here for Zaid.
Just outside the line this time. Going at a bit of a slow strike rate, 9 off 14, and you sense that something's got to give this delivery. Surely can't be a maiden.
Brilliant comeback by Tucker. He bowls a maiden and keep things quiet just when things are running away from their grasp. What a contest, yeah. That's Mr. Lokesh Sharma, the MD of TCM, and Mr. Rahul Agarwal, the director of Siddhartha Bank. A big shout out to both these gentlemen for bringing about I'll tell you what, they put across a carnival, a festival of the Himalayas, and we've seen some amazing work done by the TCM team.
Oh, now, and it's been 19 deliveries since the last boundary. The Bulls are just starting to pull this back.
We've seen 9 dot deliveries.
Surely you just sense a release shot coming here. And he'll either find the boundary or find the hands of the fielder.
Yeah, time since the last boundary, 22 deliveries.
That's a very safe shot for at least one. Bandari thinks of the second, but rightly sends save back. You add to that the fact that there's millions, and I mean millions, watching here in Nepal, and then millions down in India too. An extraordinary success. I met a family who've flown from Australia just before the start of play. Dozens, in fact hundreds, who come from Janakpur and Sudur Pashchim, many on overnight buses. It's just so brilliant to see the sport that you and I love thriving like this in a country that I've always loved, and I think you now love too, HD.
I think it's captured everyone's hearts, to be honest, Lenny. I think yes, many, me included, who arrived here and really had no idea what we were coming to.
Always good to follow protocols. Umpires doing their job. A lot of batting to come here, HD. What's the approach for these two now they've got through the power play?
Well, I think that the discussion would have been between the two of them. Look, we can both look to put the foot down now, because if one gets out, you know, new batter comes in, yes, but because we're both in, we can afford to be more aggressive. With 2 in batters, the last thing you want is dot balls. Good running again.
I think if Saif Zaid hadn't run through the crease. Great innovation. It's the full switch. It completely changes his stance. Not the power switch it, but gets enough of it to get 4 more.
The perfect start here for the Royals. Both batters looking to get on with it. He's an all-round player, isn't he? He scores. We've seen him go down the ground. We've seen him go over mid-on. We've seen him go over extra cover. He's swept well. Now he's got the reverse sweep. He's got the game.
As a consequence, the field's had to change. Brought another man across. So it's now a 5-4 offside field. 2 behind square on the offside. Doesn't stop him repeating the shot. But the gap has been plugged. Good captaincy.
Yeah, and that's probably where I question.
Instead he goes down the ground. Long on is out there. Can he get underneath it? Oh no, he can't. He settled himself. It went miles to the heavens. One of the highest Siddhartha Bank sixes that we've seen. It's 68 for none.
이건 6버지. 뭐 500원 뭐 또 550원 लिने आएको त. होला अनि बेलुका भइसक्यो
It's a much better choice of stroke. I thought he played the reverse sweep and had got the field change that he wanted. Then to go down the ground. He has a critical spell. This is a clever bowler. Ahmed Mohsin. Wonderful economy rate.
They are brilliant numbers. If you're offered a bowler in T20 cricket, as they'll run well comfortably for 2. The bolts look a little rattled out there. And again, I have to question, why does Asif Sheikh not have the gloves on? I've said it for the majority of the tournament. I think in 2 of the games he took them. Here we are. I just wonder, was it an edge? I was certain it was at first. It's the googly, it's brilliantly bowled. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so. I think Mohamed Mohsin thought it had bowled him, gone over the top of the stumps and hit the fingertips of Milantha.
Was kind of 2 noises though. I think just purely maybe because the bat has come so close to the keeper's gloves. Either way, it was a tardy piece of glove work. It's given us buys, so
you're really struggling to complete my Stormy here, but he's got an economy rate of under 4. What about this for a stroke?
Yeah, super. And if you want an exhibition and a demonstration as to A, how to play straight, and B, why it's the best part of the ground to target. That is it. Now he goes over his shoulder. Ah, this is quite brilliant from Saif Zaid. It's not quite going to be back-to-back boundaries, but it will be 3 more to the total. As Milantha could have taken the stumps off. His teammates need to give him a shout. I don't think they can hear each other out there. Such is the cacophony of noise. We will have a check on the boundary. I think it was clean.
त्यता यस्तो छ नि त स्लोप त्यो भए ठिक हुन्छ राम्रो हुन्छ
So Saif Zaid goes past 250, the 3rd highest scorer in the tournament now. Neesham will have his eyes, maybe not just in going past Zaid, but maybe even top spots, Rohit Paudel. As Jimmy Neesham returns to the attack. Paudel played the least number of games of everyone there. I was with him last night. He's going to be here today, the national team captain, and rightly so. He was quite brilliant this tournament, even though the Lions had a campaign to forget. Is there a way back into this game here for the Bolts? Something's got to change.
They need wickets. They need wickets quickly, because you just think of what's to come here. Brandon McMullen, the Pindra Singh Airi. There is plenty. Ishan Pandey, who's had such a good tournament as well. So these two can play with all the freedom in the world. Oh, this is hammered. But hammered into the grandstand for 6. What a way to bring up your 50. It comes off 33 deliveries. 5 fours, 2 sixes.
The IPL, there are some shades, aren't there, of what went on south of the border in its first year here in Nepal. Our biggest, this could be a chance. I'm just going to cut you off, Paris. As long off comes in and drops the catch. Big moment in the match. Save. Put down on 64. Coming back to you, Paris gone. No, I mean, see, it all comes down to the kind of ideas and dreams we put up in place. I think Cricket Association of Nepal, along with the governing council and everybody behind the scene, there's been so much of hard work. Even for me, we're on the final day. I've hardly had time to watch a cricket match because you just have to take care of everybody around it. But everyone's put in a lot of effort. I mean, comparisons are fine, but we're a young cricketing nation with big dreams. So all of these things will take place as long as the cricket is taken care of. Ball coming down towards us, Jimmy Neesham does the same. You must be so proud of something that we've seen here before, these massive crowds, the fanaticism for cricket, but that's always been for the national team. You think of March 16th, it's there, not quite going to get there. There's something happening every ball here. See now, I mean, it's 11.4, and with 10 wickets in hand, you expect 5 runs every single ball. See, the kind of perception that the people have taken up to this league and to the ownership of the team has been simply phenomenal. And hopefully, with the kind of expectations that we have been able to generate from year one, in the coming years with a better infrastructure stadium, maybe cricket under floodlights, I'm speechless. Can I ask you about the years to come? I know you can't even really probably think about that just yet, but maybe not just here in Kathmandu. Is there a future where the Nepal Premier League expands outside of the valley? Absolutely, there'll be a lot of investments that are coming in various places. Bolden, we have a second wicket, and Paris, we're going to thank you, wish you well, and go back upstairs to the commentary box.
Yeah, good pass for the Bulls. They've just found an opening. And it's also the ultraviolet ballistic moment of the day. Raj Banshi, as always, amongst wickets.
This is a big moment. It's a big wicket. It's that of Binod Bhandari. Into the stumps, and now both openers are back in the pavilion. This momentum could be just what the Bulls needed at this time. Going deep in his...
Yeah, 2 wickets to fall on the same score of 117. Bit of a mini comeback here for the Bulls. Certainly you can sense that they're feeling the energy now. They looked a little jaded in the field. Harmeet Singh walks out. He's always got a promotion with the bat. He's been a superstar with the ball, but he's not had a great outing. Just 14 runs and a best of 13. He can certainly bring out a wide range of shots. Will it be today? He's up against Raj Banshi. Gets off the mark as well. And what a lovely chat with the Secretary of the Cricket Association of Nepal, Paras Khatka. He should pride over this moment, Monali. He can savor it. It's been a very, very successful and a runaway hit across the global cricketing globe.
It's been quite a standout here in Nepal Premier League, and he really is an anchor to all of that. But Brandon McMullen out in the middle, a best of 53. He's got 187 runs so far, not a bad strike rate. But these two batters are now practically starting from zero. And Lalit Rajabanshi, who's been
nicely using the pace. Good fielding as well. Both the batters are off the mark.
Saif Ali a little bit earlier tried to go down the ground, didn't get the distance, and a very well judged catch. And look who it is taking the catch, Lalit Rajabanshi. He's played a good hand so far in this game. 1 wicket, 1 catch, and he's held down that one end. Just the 6 runs coming off of his spell so far.
Yeah, looking to go big over here. Harmeet Singh, he's been sent out with a message. And he'll push for the second. They'll get a couple of runs here. Another very good over by Raj Banshi. He's conceded only 8 runs in his 3 overs so far. 4 runs coming off this, 121 for 2. Rhinos as well. And there he is, Vinod Bhandari. What an innings he played. 41 and 31. 58 in the last game, unbeaten against the same team.
Kind of plays on your mind, doesn't it? You know you've lost to this side twice before. One of them was a big loss, 51 all out with the bat. And surely they're thinking we have to back ourselves today, but it's not been a start that you can back yourself with. The bowling's gone all over the park. They're still going at 9 runs and over. And you feel maybe this is the point in time when they can just pull it back. As this one slapped through the offside. That momentum.
Side screen as well. McMullen with long levers, frees his arms and gets plenty of bat on it. What a way to end over number 14. 12 runs coming off it. 133 for 2. Are we looking at the first 200 plus score in NPL season 1, and will it be the final that we will see the 200 run mark being breached as well? Possibilities. That's because the manner in which they are going, they can well and truly go past. Look at those projected scores.
Those are some scary projected scores from a bowl's perspective. Especially when the batting's not clicked. See, the Royals have come in with so much confidence here, and why not? They've picked up win after win. They've come in so consistently with bat and ball in every single game, and they've dominated. So you would feel that they're coming in with a sense of confidence. They're playing with that sense of confidence. I mean, you don't have a start the way they have here if you're not confident of the way you are playing.
Absolutely. What a view. Wow. Sight to behold. All this breathtaking as well. Our drone has worked overtime and given us some of the most sensational views. Yeah, he's got a lot of bat on this one. It's more like a no-look shot from Harmeet Singh, and that's out of here as well. That's the Siddharth Bang maximum. He gets the promotion once again, and he replaces it with a wonderful strike.
Talk about the breathtaking view. Have you been out at all? Every time I've asked you to go and explore, you've said, no, I'm too tired.
I'm just too immersed in the cricket, Monali.
When you're not on the field?
Yeah, I'm just too immersed in the way the game has been played. And yeah, I have gone a couple of places. In fact, I've had the good fortune of seeing some very, very beautiful scenic views as well. There it is. Talk about it. You don't need to go anywhere when a drone is getting you such lovely visuals. That's the beauty of Nepal.
Oh, this is another one. It's another one. Tried to slap it through the offside. And straight into the hands. It's Harmeet Singh again. Cannot go on to get a big score. And Mohsin.
Well, just wait till you hear this noise here. The Tiger to the crease. Greeted with the customary roar. He's had a wonderful tournament, hasn't he? He's a cricketer that continues to grow in stature and in quality. And he's very much in the mix for the player of the tournament, but to get that result and to get his hands on the trophy, he's got a big innings to play here and work to do with the ball. And when he captains and fields in the second innings, he joins Brandon McMullen. The risk to throw Hermit up to number 4. They might think as though it's worked 14 off 8. As Neesham will return for his third. Beautifully played, but very well fielded as well. Look at Dipendra Singh Ari. He jogs too. That's how quick he is. As I welcome HD Ackerman.
In the perfect 15 overs, you would think, for the Royals. That wonderful opening stand.
Ari wants 2 again here, but McMullen says no. There's a bit of niggle, not just between these two sides. It's going around social media as El Clasico, but between these two men, Irie and Neesham. Remember, when Irie dismissed him in the group stages, out came the somersault, and I can promise you, I'm not going to call Jimmy Neesham an elephant, but he's not forgotten that. Well, as we heard from Paris Katkar, thanks to all our sponsors, including Ultraviolet. That's the F77. Imagine the intersection of design and technology. Really beautiful bike. I was on the back of one of those this morning. Only way to get here when the traffic's as heavy as it is. Just wonder what might happen if Neesham somehow got Dipendra out here. Bowled him. It's just clipped the bell.
In what should be a very difficult chase for them. It's a lot of runs on the board. They still have 184. But what a first innings it's been from the Royals. That opening partnership for the Royals, as good as it gets, set the tone for the rest of it as well.
Yeah, I think the Milantha promotion back up to open is twofold. One, because it's such a tournament, rounding out his excellent efforts with the ball. The good news is he's got his shirt back on his back, number 42. Lovely cover drive, that'll be 4. Sparkling start from Milantha.
That's one way to face Kugelheim. He's been
643 of them in this tournament in terms of 4s hit. Hundreds and hundreds of 6s and endless entertainment.
Oh, you had a really good chat with Paris Katka as well, and I love the vision that he has. It's not a 1-year thing, it's not a 2-year thing. He's thinking long term, where he can take this, how he can grow the sport, and how it can impact overall in Nepal.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you'll see broadcast.
Every time I've had a chat with Paris, there is a passion there, and I suppose he's played this sport, he's played it for his country, and he can see, he's seen other parts of the world, he can see where Nepal needed it most, and he along with his team have come out with a standout product.
That will fill Asif Sheikh full of confidence. He is shy of runs, but he is a class player. That's his first boundary.
It's a decent start from the Wolves here, as
drags the length back, Sheikh early on the stroke, if anything. 2 in the book, 16 for none.
Yeah, one of the groups of people that Paris Katko was absolutely keen to acknowledge was all of the curation team. They've done an incredible job. 32 games, all at the same venue, inside what, about a 22, 23-day period. As defender Singari is going to bring himself into the attack. Not just the Cannes staff, the volunteers. There's so many volunteers here. And the curators, many of whom live at the venue. Maybe they've saved their best pitch for the final. It's a really good one, as Irie will come round the wicket. The rarest of things, put that into a museum.
Milantha, 2-4. As this is swept away.
Current required 7.85.
And this is what they needed, the Bolts. They needed this positive start. Wickets in hand, runs on the board. Dipender Singh Irie, the Tiger. He's going to want to have an impact here.
I spent this whole 3 or 4 weeks answering. Gets a good piece of it, gets it all the way. The chase is very much well and truly on air. Bolts off to a flying start. It's 29 for none.
29 맞아?
Well, head coach Pabudi Dasanayaka of the Bolts always manages to find a way. They had to play better than the semi-final. At times with the ball they didn't, but already they're starting to bat better. And remember, Jimmy Neesham's still to come.
We got a hold of this one, Asif Sheikh. Put away for maximum.
Four more.
좋다.
Real roars around this ground, showing just how many Janakpur fans are.
팀 인도하자.
A huge amount of cricket to play here, but if this goes close and if the Bolts end up winning, Sudhir Pashim will have lost it at points in their batting. It was chaotic, it was frenetic, it was frantic. It didn't need to be. They should have cantered to 200 plus.
Especially with the start that they did. The start with that partnership was incredible. But you got to hand it to the Bolts bowlers where they've just pulled that momentum back in their favour. And they're keeping neck and neck as well.
Good diving stop. It's 4 runs saved by Safe Save, who batted so well.
When to breathe. Not entering panic mode.
4 more, overpitched.
Told about.
Full toss, sometimes
Told that.
difficult to put away. Milantha deals with it perfectly.
Too short and down leg with the first boundary. And this time it's too full and on the offside. It's going to pick up another 4 runs, and Milantha may just have found his form again. Good time to find it in the final.
Not sure if he's looking for the Yorker here or what length he's attempting to bowl. There's a great old saying in sport, play the game, not the occasion. Carried away. They need to rein things back. They need to get a grip of this game. Keeps going like this. The Bolts could make light work of this chase.
Well, wide. Scott Ewan has been guilty of bowling quite a few wides in the past. This time a bit too far down leg, and it's good to see Brandon McMullen come and have a quick chat with him.
right?
2 boundaries have come off the over, now a wide. That means an additional ball. Required run rate 9 runs and over, and Milantha's off to a flyer.
Change of angle over the wicket now. Same result. In fact, not just 1 wide, it will be 3 wides to the total. Said has to do.
6 deliveries bowled already. They've still got 2 more legal deliveries to go. And the runs are coming in the form of extras, aiding this run chase.
Pick up pull shots. Slightly shorter side, all the way. They are cruising here, the Bolts. What a start.
This is the issue. You bowl
Good
not
idea.
only giving the extra run, but you give that extra delivery that's going to go for more runs. That's exactly what happens here. Bit too short. It sat up.
Land's gone for the
T-
Royals.
टिचपुरमा किसे भइहाल्छ फाइनलको लागि
Well, that should have been 4 more. Barring the big right boot, the size 12s of Scotty Kugelheim. Lovely to see Milantha check on the bowler's welfare. He is all right. It's 48 for none.
चा मोर चौका जिल्ले हैन
The occasion for me getting to the Royals right now. And that's a really well judged single.
Good attacking mindset from both batters. If you can't get the big ones, still rotate that strike. Scott Kugelheim had an expensive last over. Did well to get a boot there, but I was quite worried he might take a serious injury. Cut away! And it's going to be more runs.
चौथा है
This time it's Asif Sheikh, and he picks up a boundary off Dipendra Singh Irie.
And the 50's up in just 20 seconds. Is well and truly game on in the grand final.
50
Oh, he struggled. He struggled to find his line and length. This time a little bit better, a bit tighter. Allows for no room to swing, but just too short.
जानो पुरी गरिदिन्छ अनि म जाने म उडा
हान्नु
ह
हान्नु
Third
Honey?
time
Honey,
the
Jenny,
Old has ever been played.
ल
Slog swept again.
छक्का
Not out of the
Pasta.
ball, but more.
Pasta, eh?
And oh, a big
सुरु
chance.
ड्यास गरेँ त के हुने
And a calm ground catch.
Ball
Not sure it's a clean
Monty.
one. And 25,000
Ball
rupees just slipped through their fingers.
Tees off.
Benefit the Royals.
आज
They
यसो
have got the ball back.
ढाई पैसा
ठ्याक्कै मान्छे मोर
But I'll tell you,
More.
काय घर मान्छे त
the Bolts in full control of this chase. Pupuru Dasanayake and his charges added somehow again. 2 absolute hammerings the 2 times these sides have met.
ठ्याक्कै
Yeah, I'm not giving that one, I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'd love to
Would
say
I?
25,000 rupees.
More,
Not
eh?
clean.
ए
Oh, glorious.
चौथा
The
है
Sheikh
चौथा
at his vintage best. The Bolts in full control. They're well ahead. It's 63 for none.
त्यो एन्ट्री के बुझ्यो
है
बल डोरी बाहिर गयो नि त एक्सरसाइज गरे
Looking and sitting pretty at 90 for 1 after 9.
90 बाट है नेपालले 90 बाट है
गयो एउटा के खिच्यो पुरा गरेर जुम गरेर सुन्छ के भने के हाम्रो 5 जना भइसक्यो
This is a wonderful
Oh,
start.
car पनि छ
Wonderful looking car as well. The Omoda Jeku, the fastest growing brand in the world. We've had some umpteen rides in Nepal. Smooth, seamless.
कार पनि छ
This is going to someone today after this final game.
मैं
Who
पाएँ
will be
भने
proud of
मामा
Nepal and this ground? Who will walk away with beautiful Omoda Jeku? What an innings this man
Nice.
has played. He looks strong, looks good. Reaches another 50. He got one in the very first game.
91
The
बाट
Bulls, and now in the final. The
91 है
crowd stands up in admiration and adoration, and Milantha has been a picture of focus.
त्यस्तो
Nicely done.
दिमाग लगाएर
It's theirs for the taking now.
In
We've
the
reached
can,
that
eh?
sort of situation where the
In the
required
can.
run rate is under 8. Now they need to be smart. Milantha can knock those full tosses off the ground. He can hit the occasional half volley for four, but he holds the trophy. He's got one hand on it.
फोन
But we've seen some strange and hysterical things happen here.
In hysterical things. And look at Milantha at the other end. Why, my dear friend, why? Against on the play. A reasonable tournament. Runs he's got have not come quickly, but Neesham's come in and applied the finishing touches after he's done the hard work. And finally, we're going to see left arm spin turn to again. A safe save. One of the two wicket takers will return. Milantha 57 not out. Looking very good indeed, as I've got Manali Patel alongside me again. For all money, you would say this is Janakpur's game to lose, but I think we will have more than a few twists over the next little while, including this.
The headache for them, though, is Milantha. 58 off 34 and still out in the middle.
Just dash a quick single. Don't know if you caught Lahiru Milantha's reaction at the non-striker's end. He could not believe what he'd just seen from Abid Bosun. As the over had gone for plenty, including the big six that Milantha dispatched off the full toss, the juiciest of full tosses. I actually thought he was signalling for a no, but he was going, what are you doing? He was pleading with Abid Bosun, saying we've got complete control. Now you've just given a window, it's a tiny window, back into the game, gifting them a wicket. Smoked. Right up onto the VIP back. 6 more.
Absolutely smoked this one, and no surprise, he wants the strike. He's asked Harsh Tucker to get him on strike twice. Still his last run, and this has been put away into the stands. Side popped up an easy one, and it's through the hands. 9 out of 9, 10 out of 10, he would have taken it. But in the final, how expensive is it going to be?
The drop is followed by a maximum. A stamp of authority from Harsh Thakur and a kick of the turf in frustration from defender Singh.
Now this is the Harsh Tucker that we know. This is the Harsh Tucker we've seen when we compare it to the other bowlers.
That's a poor delivery for someone who's at such a good tournament. It just says hit me. Milantha into the 70s. He disappeared in the middle of the tournament. He's back with a bang now, isn't he?
Well, what a time to come back. Right when it mattered. Milantha was 74 on 41. Just 50 from 42 in a T20, and you've still got plenty of wickets in hand, is not a hard task. Because it only comes down to whether the Bolts batters, the rest of them, can find some runs today, if needed.
For me, it comes back to the thing we've spoken about again and again in this tournament, matchups, and how we all feel it's being overplayed. You've got to bowl your best bowlers. Naren Saud is surely one of the Royals' best bowlers, the under-19 star. Go back to play the game, not the occasion. This cauldron, this amphitheatre, this historic ground, and the atmosphere that none of us who are here, whether up here, on the ground, or in the grass banks, or on the grass banks, it's got to them. Milantha's got his best score of the tournament. He started well. He may finish even better. Just when it mattered most. 2 sold-out crowds. Milantha has stood up tall for the Bolts. Intelligent batting. Gets the boundary, gets the single, keeps the strike. The Bolts could cruise home from here. It's 147 for 2.
अहिले चाहिँ दामी देखाएको छ है टियु अन्त बेला क्या चम्किने टियुमा
Pump.
190.
Top of the charts. I won't lie, Lahiri Milantha came in for a little criticism through the end of the group stages, and even in those crunch playoff games, he just went missing a bit.
All of that, he would love to pick up the trophy at the end of the tournament.
Even the miss it's going his way now, and all of a sudden there's a hush from the Royals fans. They don't know where to turn or look.
They just look so dejected, the Royals fielders.
Put down! It's gone for 6 as well! And of all people, it's Brandon McMullen. It sums the Royals' day up. The cup has slipped through their hands.
Harmeet Singh's going to be frustrated. One-handed, he had sliced it off the bat.
No.
He should have taken it. He was inside the rope as well. Instead, he chooses to volley it over. 6 runs picked up.
This game is gone. It's gone for the Royals. Both batters at the crease now dropped. Oh, we see incredible, sometimes ludicrous things at this ground. I cannot see how the Bolts lose it from here. They're in such control. Jimmy Neesham to come.
Surely they would sail home from here, but cricket's a funny game.
Well, they panicked. I'm sorry. When Harmeet Singh is bowling a delivery like that, you know that collectively they've just lost it. I think it's come off an edge, giving us runs. But, well, that was a speculative piece of bowling, to say the least.
Missing the radar. It's off the foot. I'm sure he won't mind the 2 runs going to him, Harsh Tucker.
Dad!
They won't mind how they come for the Bolts.
HG Ackerman alongside me. It's a wow atmosphere.
I can't believe you've just touched the money and given the Bolts the trophy already. What are you doing?
Yeah, this has been an innings of very high caliber and pedigree by Lahiri Milantha.
59 better.
It has been crying out for someone when playing an innings like this to take control and take his team over the line. The only way back for the Royals is if he tries to entertain and the batters that follow try and entertain and throw it away in the process. Because it should be an absolute doddle from here. Just 5 and over. But what an innings it's been from Milantha.
Yeah, they've just been struck by bolts here. Slow over delivery. Fine legs up in the circle. Harmeet Singh giving chase. That'll run
No.
away for a 4.
12 đấy.
The balls are having a whale of a time in the middle,
Told that.
inching closer to what will be something very special. And at the ball, pulls it.
Pivenik 12
Yeah,
đấy.
for the moment it looks like they've been outplayed and outclassed by the
Amen.
oppositions. For the first half of the innings, you felt the balls were running everywhere, and it all changed in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, they might turn around and say, well, we are 15 or 20 short. With the way that the Bolts have played, the way that Milantha has played, they might be 40 or 50 short. Because he's not even in 6th gear anymore. He's happy to knock it around for a single, the occasional 4. If they bowl a bad one, he hits you out the ground. It's been an exhibition of T20 batting.
75 unbeaten runs in the first outing for the Bolts, and today in the big final, unbeaten on 87 of 48 at a strike rate of over 180. The Milantha magic took centre stage. And what an outing it's been for the Bolts. Oh, he soft edged this one. Soft
Dami.
dismissal to an innings
Allah
that
ki.
had so much of class laced in it. Milantha will have to walk back.
With 87, it might be a match-winning innings. 1-6-6 for 3.
Chile, ui giời.
अनि कुमार अनि
सबै मेरो फाइन हो
Bowls lead 19 of 27 as Jimmy Neesham makes his way to the middle. He's done the heavy lifting all through this tournament, and once again he'll be eager to put up a tidy finish, apply the finishing touches and walk back victorious as champions. At the other end, Thakur once again has played a very, very mature innings.
He's had a good tournament, hasn't he? Stucker, 24 from 17, but it's the wickets that he's contributed, some runs as well. Come on, Jimmy, entertain.
सबै मेरो फाइन है
Gets off the mark, and that's the shot of a man in good touch. Yeah, the fielders have been made to work this afternoon.
फाइन हो
In a well-oiled machine that churned out victories with ease. Congratulations
हारो
to the
उयो
Blue Bulls.
इन्डियन पहिला हारो न्युजिल्यान्ड जित्यो
त्यस्तो के भयो
Came in as underdogs. Against a side that they'd played twice and lost to twice comprehensively.
कहाँ अहिले हानेको
For the first 10 overs, they were fetching leather, and many thought it was going to be one-way traffic. But they scrapped that, got themselves into the
मलाई पनि थाहा
contest,
पनि छैन होला
and then a hero emerged. Lahiru Milantha playing an innings of high class, taking them then to the brink. And then the Canadian Stucker taking them over the line.
We are seeing history unfold here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. And there you have it on the board. Janakpur Bowls, champions of the inaugural edition of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League, powered by Encel. Yes,
And we know that everybody was putting lots of pressure on us earlier, we had few bad games, but I really know that how capable we are. It's just that we need to keep calm and do the job, and planning worked really well, and everybody put so much of effort, so we're happy.
मेरो सबै फ्यान नै मेरो
A bit of pressure after that first innings. They scored a lot of runs in that first innings.
Yeah, I think being in TU ground for a long period, I know defending is not easy, and I thought the way that Royal started, they were brilliant, but I thought they were over.